Well, this Instagram post reads, I knew the countless hours I've spent listening to unending facts about every topic for years would pay off eventually. All right, that's the answer. The question, who is Will Thornton? 10 TV's Lacey Chris sat down with a local teacher who takes his chance at Jeopardy tonight.
p.m. tonight.
That's right.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, tonight.
That's right.
This is Jeopardy!
What is a Worthington teacher living out a lifelong Jeopardy dream?
I remember watching Ken Jennings' original run back in the early 2000s with my dad when I was a kid. And I've watched, I don't want to say I've never missed an episode. That's certainly not true, but I've been watching my whole life here and there, and it's always been a dream to get on the show. So yeah, most of my life, I would say.
For 1,000 in the category of Central Ohio educators.
That's fun. You made this?
This computer technology teacher spent years studying trivia, practicing with flashcards, and training on a buzzer before finally hearing the call he had waited nearly a decade for.
And I got a call, and I thought it was AEP because I was dealing with an AEP issue, and I was like, I got to take this call. And I answered it and I went outside, thankfully, and I answered it and freaked out, but then I didn't know if I was allowed to tell anyone, including my wife. Well, I was going to tell my wife, obviously. Go ahead and get your projects out if you'd like.
For 5 weeks, Will Thornton studied more than his students.
Did you ask them in Jeopardy form?
No, that would have been a good idea. I did not.
Thornton says even though he crammed, he learned most of what he needed to know from his high school teachers.
Even if I studied geography or history really hard, the likelihood is that 4 out of 5 or 9 out of 10 history questions, if you pay attention in school and take your studies seriously and really enjoy going to class and learning, that's where you're going to get that information.
Were there any topics you're like, I really hope they ask about this, or any topics where you're like, man, I hope that category does not come up?
My categories as I was studying that I just was consistently terrible at, and I'll give you 2 that I was like, I can't possibly study enough, are cars, couldn't know less about cars, and flowers. As anytime I'd play a practice game, the answer is never rose or any of the main things you might think it would be.
So how did you do?
I can't reveal. I am proud of how I did, and I have no regrets. But whether I won or lost, you have to tune in.
As Lacey Chris reporting, she tried to get it out of him, tried to get that answer, but he can't tell. You can watch Will tonight at 7 o'clock on a new episode of Jeopardy! It airs right here on 10 TV following the CBS Evening News.